Hey, it's Clay Chart, and this will be a video chart on CYSG, Cape Systems Group Incorporated. I don't think I've ever done a video on this one before. I know I've done some static annotated charts, but I want to get this one updated. Been getting quite a few requests on it, and rightfully so. Been moving very nicely after what was a big move upwards and then a pretty big move downwards. So I just want to get a few things mapped out from a charting perspective, so those that follow charts kind of have a good idea of what sorts of things you do want to see and then don't want to see. First, let's just start off by kind of going through kind of the makeup of what happened. Obviously, for quite a while, volume had been essentially non-existent. Price action really wasn't doing anything, just clearly going sideways. And then right here, you had kind of a warning sign in the sense of all of a sudden you had volume pick up a little bit right here, and you had kind of this green bar poke its head up, and then the next day the thing just turned into a monster and really made a big move up. And after that, had the big move downwards with the profit taken and so forth. But what was nice about this was, let's see if there's any really history at all. No, that's what's nice about that was it held its 10-day simple moving average, which is one of those where when these big moves happen, the 10-day, which is this gray line here, it's one of those moving averages where you want to keep your eye on, see how the price reacts when it gets down around it. Had this come down and then just all crash right through it, then this would have been what just a quick play and it would have been pretty much over. But as can be seen, the price when it did come down right around this area, it held up, hovered around there, and never quite dropped or anything like that. So it was just a good sign of strength that there were buyers down here, and that people found this area right around here, worth buying. And it took a few days to get the price stabilized, but now we're in the bounce. So that's kind of a quick little history on what I see from a charting perspective, and what kind of things you want to look for, and to give you an idea of whether or not this move is going to keep on going down or not. But the 10-day held like a champ, and now you're seeing the results of that. So what sorts of things need to happen? Well, the first thing that I want to clear up is a lot of people don't understand kind of the mechanics of how whole reversal and all that works. The first thing that needs to happen is just stabilization. Before anything can bounce, it's got to stabilize. Sure, there's those cases where it'll come down and then all of a sudden the next day it'll shoot straight back up, but those are few and far between. Usually prices need to stabilize, so we've gotten that out of our way. So step one complete. And then after stabilization, things can bounce. And then from bouncing, things can reverse, and then from reversing, things go and break out, which this is your breakout point up here. So like I said, we've stabilized, check. We are now bouncing, check. Now we want to get into, when can we officially say it's a reverse? Because technically this could all be just a fake bounce. It could be a head fake. It could be something where it's not really more than just a quick little bounce and then it'll head back down. Is that the case? I have no idea. But to say that this is reversing, in my personal opinion, you can't quite say that yet, because right now you're just still bouncing, and you need other things to happen before I would feel confident saying that this bounce has turned into a reversal. And with that being said, the level I'm looking at is this 006. Why that? Well, this is where the price closed on the big volume day, and what couldn't really hold, well, not really, it couldn't hold on this pullback day. So if the price can get up there and get some closes above there, then I would say that this has been a true bounce, and that the stock has reversed and is now just pending breakout. So to just go through that again, first price needs to stabilize, then it needs to bounce, and then up here is where the reverse would be, and then up at this point is where the breakout's at. So stabilize, bounce, reverse, and then breakout up here. Like I said, a lot of people think that prices just go down and then reverse. Well, I mean, you got to have a stabilization and bounce before that stuff happens. Like I said, there are exceptions to the rule, but in the majority of cases, that's kind of the 4 steps that need to happen when you have big falls like this. So you're halfway there. You're bouncing now. You've already stabilized, and now it's just a matter of, can we really get up here and then be able to start to chirp about, okay, this thing has reversed back up. Um, Now, and this is short term speaking. In the longer term, you can see that you have your longer term moving averages sloping upward. So long term, this is still in an uptrend. I'm just referring to more of the short term thing in terms of reversing around. So that is one distinction that needs to be made. I'm talking short term here, but the longer term, as can be seen by the moving averages, is bullish for the time being. I just want to pull up the weekly chart real quick, and you can see the weekly just pretty much like I said. You had this little time down here where you had a little kind of pattern, it busted out, and the rest is history. So not really too much to see on the daily chart. So that'll wrap it up. Like I said, things are looking good. You've gotten two of the steps out of the way. Now let's just see some closes above this 006, and then things can hopefully get up here and give you a breakout above this high. If you do have any other questions, questions on the chart, excuse me, please send me a message. If not, I'd encourage you to check out bullmarketnewsletter.net. If you go there and sign up for the email, you will be sent a free ebook, which has been getting very good reviews. And with your subscription, which is free, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, all sorts of things, educational pieces. And like I said, there's no strings attached. It is all free. We've been making some good money for our subscribers, and we've all been learning a lot, and it's been a good time. And like I said, no strings attached. It's all free, so it's worth at least trying out. Once again, this was CYSG. Everybody have a good weekend.